This is it, folks. We are inside of Athletes Unlimited Arena, just a few hours from tip-off of the very first AU basketball game.
Savanna, look at this court. The opportunity is just here. It's finally happening and I can't wait.
I'm Savanna Collins, AU's digital media reporter, joined by Ari Chambers, the authority on pro women's basketball and creator of Highlight Her. We're so glad you're here for opening weekend.
Stop. I'm just lucky to be here to see 44 stellar athletes compete to actually win the entire league. That's like so unique to this league in general. And it's new, it's innovative, and it gives opportunity. I can't stress that enough. That's what I'm looking forward to see players really perform at their highest level all 4 quarters, each minute, because each minute matters.
I know there's not a single point on the leaderboard, and it is way too early to tell, but if you had to pick who's going to come out as #1 at the end of these 5 weeks, who would you put it on?
Well, I'm actually banking on a post player. I don't know why I feel it in my bones. I've seen, I feel it in my bones. Like, we've seen Kalani Brown step up. We've seen Amani McGee step up. And I just want to see other players step up in a big way too. And you see even the guard play show it out. Taj Cole, you know, she's a personal favorite of mine. I know her story and I think her heart is really there. But just the chance to show out and really deliver. But I think that if you had to place, you know, money on it right now, I'm going with the money. I'm going with the money.
Okay, I like it.
She's going to return to the court. You know, she's still in law school. And she's really been looking great in practices. I know I witnessed some practices last week, but she's determined. And we have facilitator Pokey Chapman to put a little spark in her.
I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. It's only day 1. Let's talk through what we do know, these great matchups that we have in store tonight.
That's right. You have Team Russell and Team Sims going head-to-head tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on all of AU's digital platforms.
So that means you can stream it. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. It's going to be really easy to tune into tonight's game.
Now, I know that you've gotten a little peek into practices, and so your opinion is swayed, so just give us the rundown on that.
That's right. I got to go to Captain Odyssey Sims practice, and she came prepared. I got to see her practice notes. She came in with super high energy. They were moving quick. That was something that was a priority to her, is take full advantage of those 2 hours that they had together. Got to see some of the plays that they installed, and I can't wait to see them on the court tonight, especially if they're able to execute to Kalani Brown.
Now I know you are very much Team Sims, but you know I have to get my underdog take. Not necessarily underdog because we're all professional athletes here, but Mercedes took an interesting approach with her draft when she drafted 2 non-WNBA players within the first 2 rounds. We have Taj Cole, who's one of my personal favorites, and it's very on record for that, and Lauren Mincy, who's I've seen play since she was 18 years old, and despite her challenges with her ACL tears, coming back has never been a problem, and she's a straight up bucket. This is somebody who you can depend on her for her range. She just drains them, and I would have her shoot for my life. But you know, another shooter, Lexie Brown. How about that old Maryland Terp vibe going on? And that was the team that went to Final Fours. But you know, we're not talking about college anymore. We're talking about the pros. But the chemistry of this team is gonna be on.
Stay tuned because the second game of the night is coming up right after on CBS Sports Network.
If you're like me, you want to grab a cup of coffee because this is airing at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Team Carrington versus Team Mitchell.
I'm feeling for Captain Mitchell right now. She has lost 2 of her players due to the COVID protocols, especially losing Courtney Williams, one of her early picks. It's tough to lose a guard like that.
I mean, especially one with mid-range shooting ability like Courtney. I would argue that she has the best mid-range shooting in this league, and I just really feel for it and how they're going to compensate for the discrepancy in mid-range shooting. Who's going to step up? That's what I'm looking forward to.
I think in the scrimmages we did get to see that leadership and game time mentality of Kelsey Mitchell. When she did need to step up, she could, and it's great that she's going to be in that captain role today. So I feel for her. It's tough to be down players like that, but it's going to take some comeback from that group today.
But you know what, Kelsey Mitchell, she'll shoot the 3. So I mean, hey, threes count more than 2s, right? But you know, that's one thing you can bank on this captain for. I mean, range, just range.
They're facing off with Team Carrington. What do you think of Dejanay's draft strategy?
She drafted a lot of leaders. You have the first overall draft pick, Isabel Harrison, and she is a very versatile post player. She just gets around. She's great with movement. And then you have the leader in Jantel Lavender. I love that. And another leader in Natasha Cloud. So my guess is, like, how are they going to step into their individual roles and like come together as a team? And I hope that Team Carrington can, Dejanay can be the glue of that.
It's gonna take putting this team together, but isn't that what it's about? Only having 2 days of practice and then having to come out on a Wednesday night and compete as a group.
I mean, one more thing about Dejanay Carrington, she's a bucket too. She can drive to the basket and do it in the most crafty ways. So I'm really, really, really excited to see her show up and show out. But with AU, it levels the playing field because you switch teams each week. You saw the draft last week, and hopefully another 4 will step up and we'll see a lot of movement, and I just can't wait to I'm looking forward to it.
That's it. That is my favorite thing about this league, seeing the matchups, seeing the pairs that anywhere else you would never see some of these players compete on the same team, but I could go on and on about why I'm excited for tonight.
But we can't because we have game time. Let's get it.
We will see you tonight. Tune in, support AU basketball, and we will be bringing you the analysis from right here on the court.
And we will.